Dr. Darla Bishop is a sought-after speaker, professor, and author dedicated to helping students, faculty, and staff master financial wellness. As a professor of health policy, she understands the direct impact financial stress has on students' success and long-term well-being. Through engaging keynotes and interactive workshops, Dr. Bishop equips audiences with practical strategies for financial confidence, career readiness, and wealth building. Dr. Darla Bishop.
Mic check, just kidding. So before we start, I have to ask an incredibly important question. How do you pay for things? Tell me. Cash, debit card, credit card, Apple Pay, other people, right. My man. Oh, did I break it? So we actually pay for things with three currencies. Many of the answers you shared were about money, but we actually pay with money, but also time and energy. And for those of us in the room who are financial educators, financial coaches, financial support systems for the people in our lives, we miss an incredible opportunity because our advice almost always centers on the money. Now, I have to tell you a story. You might know because I brag about them all the time. I have two beautiful kids, a 7-year-old who's my co-author, and a 5-year-old who was having some big problems transitioning in school as a kindergartner. So much so that on a Wednesday morning, I changed his school. And as somebody who needs a plan, the fact that I pulled that baby out of school on a Friday and he was in a new school on a Wednesday means that it must have been a big deal. Now, what mommy forgot to check was the bus pickup time for the new school against the exit time for the other school where the 7-year-old goes. And I found myself splitting to get to both schools on time so that they wouldn't call CPS. And so that first week I was like, you know what, I can do this. Because if I hire a babysitter, it's gonna cost me $250 a week. It's gonna cost me $1,000 a month, right? And so financially, if I was only looking at that decision from the money, it was responsible for me to figure out how to get baby 1 off the bus and get baby 2 from the school with a little bit of wiggle room. But a week in, I realized that not only was I rushing through my day, doing that mental math. All right, I got to leave the house at 3:20, which means I got to finish at 2:30, finish at 2:45. That means I probably shouldn't take the 11 o'clock. Maybe I can move that from 10. Then I was picking up the kids, trying to keep them entertained, staying up late, getting up early to get enough work done. And boy, it turns out that the people who make your work schedule and the people who make the school schedule, they don't talk to each other. And so I said, you know what, I don't think I can do this. And so looking at the energy that I was losing, the time that I was losing, I was like, let's spend some dang on money. And once I did it, my life instantly got better. I wasn't stressed logging on in the morning. I was much more pleasant when the kids came home from school because I was already in the process of cooking dinner because they were settled for those 2 hours. Now, was that worth $1,000 a month? We'll see at the end of the year. And there are other times in our lives where those three currencies, because they interact, right? We can use one or two to make up when we lack the other. And so this showed up for me as a young professional, fresh out of grad school. I get my first office job, and I want to look great. I want to look just as nice as the women who've been working in this job for 10 to 15 years. But it turns out my budget is free t-shirt. And I was like, well, how can I do this? Now, I was like, right, on Saturdays, I don't usually have anything to do. They're talking about soccer games and church activities and things they have to get their kids to. I don't have none of that. I was like, well, what if I go to the other side of town where the rich people live, and I spend a couple hours in the thrift store. I got a few skills. I can look for the thing. It's got a little stain, no problem. I know how to get that out. It's got a little cut. I need to replace a button. I know how to do that. So when I lacked money to upgrade my wardrobe, I took advantage of my time and energy So within a few months, and not a whole lot of money later, I was looking as good, sometimes better than some of them ladies. Walking into meetings and they're like, Darla, what's going on? Are you gunning for a promotion or something? Maybe. And so as financial educators, remembering that when we focus on money, we actually can inadvertently create shame. Because we create the condition in which we're helping people to feel badly about failing at a system that wasn't built for them anyway. And so one of the things that I'd like you to keep in mind, the next time you are working with a client, when a friend or a sibling asks you for advice, is after you give them your advice, pause and ask this question. Thinking about your time, energy, and money, which is the best decision? Because sometimes the cheapest option is by far not the lowest cost. Now, if this has made you curious about whether your 3 currencies are working with you or against you, I actually have an audit that you can do. It's at darlabishop.com/3currencies. There was a QR code. Oh, it is there. Oh, okay, great. Thank you so much.